first thing, thank you very much everyone who watched and viewed my last video about London traffic. Gotta be reversing everywhere and moving out of people's ways. But thank you very much for the last video that I've done. I've got 100% the best response I've had on a video this far. If you haven't watched it, check back at it. It's the last video that I made about a big issue that I found with my Audi A7, which is what I'm driving now, by the way. So I thought, because that done so well, let me express another gripe that I have with this car. Bearing in mind, in me doing all of these videos, don't get me wrong that I do enjoy this car. Like, it is a very nice car and I'm very happy that I have it. But with car ownership, as time goes along, you start to find little things that irk you about the car, or things that don't work correctly. Just little things. So I thought, as well as the bad things, I will be expressing the good things about the car. So this video will be quite similar, just about another topic. And this is probably even bigger than the tires. Luckily it's not expensive, so to speak, where tires are costly, especially having 21-inch tires. Like, tires are very expensive. This one isn't expensive at the moment, but it could become expensive. So just get into it. I had, in 2010, I got a Audi A3, navy blue, half cloth, half leather interior with white stitching. Lovely car. I still miss that car to this day. I love that car so much. Stupid Ubers always stopping in the road. Look at that. Anyway, I love that car. That car was amazing. And after about just under a year, I'd say, of having that car, it was a 2010 car, and I got it in 2010. After under a year of me getting that car, the car started to get gearbox issues. So when I would be going slow in second gear around a corner, it was automatic as well, by the way. Second gear around the corner, the car would just start shuddering, and it seemed as though the car was like slipping in gear. Like the second gear was slipping and struggling to hold. So then I'm trying to put power into the engine while going around the corner, and it will just be really slow, or it's just jittery, like no power's going to it. I don't really understand why that was happening. So I took it to Audi, got a nice Audi A4 1.8 turbo at that time. That was a quick car. I was really excited. The only thing, it was a manual and it wasn't greatly spec'd, but it was a quick car. It was a lot quicker than my 1.6, which only had like 103 brake horsepower or something. It was really slow, drank loads of petrol, but it looked really nice. Took it to Audi anyway, and they said, we are aware of the issue and it's a problem worldwide, and we know that it's a big problem, but there's nothing that we can do about it. Like, they had, at that point, they hadn't found a solution to the issue, which I thought was a bit ridiculous. That's why, like, if you can't find an issue to fix the current gearbox that are in the cars with the problems, why not just try and put a new gearbox in? That's what makes sense to me. Like, why logically, why would you just not do that? But I guess that's too expensive for them, even though it's under warranty. They don't really want to do that because it's going to cost the company a lot of money. Fine. So I drove the car. It kept on happening. It kept on getting predominantly worse. And then I was just like, nah. So I changed the car. Got a 1 Series. Best, faultless car I've ever had. And to anyone that I know that I want a new car, I would always advise a BMW because that's the only one that I've owned. But I've driven a lot for periods of time, not had one hiccup with them, no problems at all. So that was my first interaction with a gearbox issue with an Audi. Now, this car, the A7, the problem that I have is that if you have driven an automatic, you know that when you go up a hill, the gearbox will automatically go down a gear so that the revs stay high, so that you have enough power to get up the hill, and vice versa. When you're going down a hill, the gearbox will go down a gear so that you have gearbox will go down a gear so that the car just doesn't fly off and go from 20 miles an hour to 50 miles an hour. It will hold a lower gear just so that it revs out a bit more and it doesn't take off because of gravity. And then once, for example, if you're going uphill and in 3rd gear and then it goes down to 2nd, then you get to the top of the hill and it's still revving a bit, and then the car realizes that it's on level ground, will go into 3rd gear, go into 4th gear, really easy. My car, the A7, in the drive select, it has efficiency, comfort, auto, dynamic, and individual. And most of the time, I'm not a millionaire, I don't have loads of money, I drive in efficient, because even though this is a diesel, it does drink quite a lot. I know that it's a big car, it's a big heavy car, and it's a 3-litre, so I understand that it does drink. That's not a problem, so to speak. By the way, sorry for the darkness if you can't see me. I hope it is light enough for you to see me. But so from the clip that I just showed you, generally my car idles at 800 RPM, and then changing gear, so 1st to 2nd it goes about 14 to 1600, 2nd to 3rd 1600, and then the rest of the gears up to 8, it just changes at 1400 all the time, no problem. That's an efficiency. In dynamic, it goes up to about 2000. So every gear it revs it out a bit to 2000, depending on if you're driving normally. If you're driving spiritedly and your foot's down a bit, then yeah, it goes over 2000, but it can adapt to how you're driving at the time, which is good. But what happens sometimes is that when I'll be in efficiency, or even when you're going down a gear, it goes down to 800, right? And then when you're changing, it changes at 1400. But sometimes what happens is, I think it's kind of similar to how it holds its gears a bit more when you're going up or down a hill, or where it holds its gears out later, or even when it's in dynamic, whatever one it is, the car just goes into like, as if I've told the car that it's in sports mode. So now the transmission has adjusted to that. 2nd to 3rd gear will rev out until 2000, and then it will change all the rest of the gears rev out until 1600, which doesn't seem like that much of a difference, where it's not too much of a difference really, but in a diesel that's quite loud like you do, and the car that you're used to driving on a daily basis, you do notice the difference with how much you hear the engine rev. So didn't really, when it started happening at first, I didn't really think much of it. With that, what will happen is for like 10-20 seconds, when you turn the engine on and you start driving, it drives fine, and then it's like, oh yeah, I was in that mode before, weren't I? And then it just plays up again. It's really annoying, and it drinks a lot more petrol than it should, and it's not like I'm driving it hard, I'm driving normally anyway. But as time's gone along, because of the heat that comes from it, and then when you turn the car off, the fan is on and it's really loud. So I looked around to see if anything in the engine bay is warm. Nothing's warm. It's literally just underneath the car, the gearbox. So as soon as you put your foot out of the car onto the ground, put your foot onto the ground, feel a surge of heat on your ankles, and that's only because the gearbox has been funny. And then you get out of the car, and for another 5-10 minutes, the car sounds like a jet because the fans are on. But yeah, I really don't know what it is and why it does it. I thought maybe let me put a video up, see if it's happened to anyone else, if anyone knows of the issue. If you do, drop it down in the comments, let me know, because if there is a way to fix it. So I haven't taken it to Audi yet. I will, but I haven't yet. I wanted to just see if anyone knows the issue of it. But what worries me with it is the heat, because to me that shows that something is definitely working overtime. But thank you very much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. I would greatly appreciate if you did subscribe to the channel, because I'm trying to get my subscribers up and my likes and my views. So if you did like the video, please do that. Please like the video. Hopefully I'm gonna be putting more content out a lot more regularly. I am learning how to edit. I know my edits aren't great, but I don't have a background in editing, or I'm not really, I know how to use a computer, but computer savvy it's not really me. But I'm trying to do something. So do all of that if you like this. And again, thank you very much for watching, and good morning, good evening, good night.